Well, good evening, everyone. As you can see, we have a very happy amigo in front of us. Shall we go for a walk, Mr. Man? Let's go. A little bit cloudy. It's not quite sunsetting time. The sun is still pretty high. Oh, beautiful blue patches. Oh, and there is Mr. Loki. All right, boys. Come on, let's walk. All right, and here we are, my beautiful friends. How are you? You leading the way, Mr. Man? Oh, so, happy Sunday. It is Sunday. Tomorrow, a fresh start to a brand new week and a whole nother opportunity to just make it everything you want it to be. So it is pretty warm here. Yes, I am wearing a sweater. It is kind of full of holes and it's 100% cotton. So it makes it a little bit cooler. Actually, this is one of the sweaters I got from the Levi's outlet. I told you about it in an earlier video. So these are those New Balance shorts. I also told you be prepared to be sick of seeing me in those. So yesterday I had on the dark gray ones. I think that was yesterday. Today I have on these periwinkle ones. So, but yeah, just a comfortable outfit. Let's see. What did I do today? Well, how was your day, first of all? Because I would really like to know. Like to know what you did. What did you do on your Sunday? Was it a day off? Did you have to work? Did you cook and clean? Did you go out and frolic about in an open meadow? Who knows? Maybe you went mudding. No, I said that wrong. Mudding. Maybe you went mudding. So share with me whatever it is that you did and let everybody else know too. So we can all just share in the fun or in the burden if it was cleaning and paying bills and all that good stuff. And maybe you like cleaning and paying the bills and all the fun stuff like that. And that's okay too. As for me, I got up this morning. I have a very brief video of how the dogs wake me up. I'm going to insert that here for you. No, no kisses, no kisses. Yes, except imagine that going longer and longer and longer. And so by the time I thought, oh, I should record this, they were starting to die down. Excuse me, sorry. Can't even swallow, so it would seem. Right, so got up this morning and took care of the boys, went out for a walk. Excuse me again. Oh, neighbor's dog is out. Let's see if we can't. Oh, they have two. They have two doggies also. We'll get near the gate or near the fence. I'll show you. So, hang on, let's flip you around. They're looking like little loves themselves. Here they are. I don't know what these babies' names are. Hello, my loves. A golden looking one. Pretty. One looks like a Rottweiler mix, the darker one. And that looks like some sort of golden mix. Pretty. Oh, and there's children out too, so we will pull back and doing a good job protecting your family there, guys. All right. So, got up, we went for a morning walk with the pups, and then took off, went to the house. Got to the house about 7:30, and there was a worker there. Brad. I think I'm in love with Brad. He came on time last night, so Saturday. He came, he said he'd be there at 4:30. He was there at 4:30. He gave us a little quote. Hi. Dad's out there running. Good for him. So we went ahead, and he was booking too, by the way. He wasn't out for a little jog. He was really running. So Brad showed up on time, 4:30, which is what he told us yesterday. Gave us the quote, said he'd be back tomorrow morning early, and I'll be darned, he showed up at 7 o'clock. I was shocked, so was Jeff. And he worked, it took him from 7 to 9 to do the gate. And that included taking it off of the pillars where it was, and then doing welding. He did welding on site and putting the gate back up. And I think Jeff told me he left about 9. So 2 hours in and out. That was pretty great, I thought. And he even spray painted the one side of the gate. Jeff told him he didn't have to, because I want to spray paint it a bronze color anyway, but he insisted. So, okay. Talked to him about doing some work at my sister's house. He said he is really busy, but he would do what he can to help out and to get Missy's number to him. And he will see what he can do to help her out. So, just kind of watching where I'm walking. You know, she's out here in the boonies, and there's all kinds of things. So then I went to the studio, taught my 8:30 class and my 10 o'clock class, and then went ahead and came home and immediately started working at the house. Jeff had bought a whole watermelon and a cantaloupe, so I cut that up, and I had picked up grapes and strawberries. I had some blueberries in the house, and bought some nectarines, and I made a fruit salad. And then I had him pick me up 2 mangoes because they were on sale, and I sliced those up, but I didn't put them in the fruit salad. If I'm not making a tropical fruit salad, I don't want mango in my fruit salad. So I got the fruit salad done, and then I made some basmati rice, and it came out perfect. Perfect. Followed a recipe that was kind of involved, and I should have videoed it. However, I didn't, because Jeff is suddenly against wearing his hearing aids, and the TV is so loud. It's horrible. So I guess I'll have to get back on him about wearing the hearing aids. But I'll tell you what I did. So, rinse the rice, which I normally don't do, but rinse the rice because I followed this one particular recipe until the water runs clear. And then we go ahead and soak the rice in cold water for 20 minutes. Then, providing you've soaked the water, it's 1 cup of rice to 1.5 cups of your liquid. I always use chicken broth when I make my rice. So, my chicken stock. So I measured out, I doubled the rice recipe. So I measured out my 3 cups of water, and the recipe did say if you didn't soak the rice, to use 1 3/4 cup of liquid. So I went ahead and I soaked the rice for 20 minutes. While the rice was soaking, I measured out my liquid and I started chopping up vegetables for the dinner that I was going to make. And then you put the rice in your liquid, bring it to a boil, and as soon as it comes to a boil, you turn it all the way down to as low as your stove goes, cover it, and cook it for, it said 10 to 12 minutes. I let it go for 15 because I was doubling my recipe. And I just thought maybe that would be better. And then don't lift the pot. As tempting as it is when you're making rice, don't lift the pot, okay? Because you let the steam out, and the steam is integral in making your rice, getting that fluffy rice. Oh, before we did that, the recipe said use ghee, oil, or butter. I happen to have ghee, so I used ghee. A tablespoon, but I only used a teaspoon. And I used 2 teaspoons because I had 2 cups of rice. So before you put the liquid in and the rice and bring it to a boil, you go ahead, you put the ghee in the pan, melt it, and then put the rice in and toast the rice. Once the rice is toasted, then add the liquid into it. Bring it to a boil. Immediately turn the heat down to the lowest setting, cover it, leave it sit 15 minutes. Don't touch anything. Don't lift the pot. Don't try and stir it, nothing. Leave it alone. Pretend like it doesn't exist for 15 minutes. And then, once the timer went off, I fluffed the rice with a fork, put the lid back on it, and covered and just left it off the heat for 10 minutes. Perfect rice. Oh, talk about light and fluffy and everything is all separated. Really came out good. I'm going to try it without soaking the rice just to see what kind of difference it makes. Probably makes the rice a little more dense. Mr. Loki, I see you. So, did the rice. Once the rice was done, while the rice was in its various stages, I had seen a recipe online for honey chicken. And it's not deep fried, so that made it a little healthier. And it said to use chicken thighs, but we have a ton of chicken breasts, so I'm using chicken breasts to make it with. And I diced up the chicken breasts into probably right around 1-inch chunks. And then not a dice, but a chunk, again, about the same size, maybe 1 inch or a little less. Onion, red bell pepper, then slice some scallions, nice and thin. And then, what else did I do? The scallions, ginger and garlic. I thought I had ginger because I had to send Jeff to the store for the pepper. And I did have ginger, but it had gone bad. It was green, so we weren't using that. So I ended up using powdered ginger. It was fine. And then fresh garlic. And I, of course, doubled the garlic. And so I got all of that chopped and in their bowls and ready to go. And you make the sauce to marinate the chicken in. And it was 2/3 cup soy sauce, honey, and it was like honey to taste. So I probably used about 1/4 cup of honey. And then the garlic and the ginger. And they said to salt your chicken because soy sauce, even low sodium, is so salty already. I did not bother to salt the chicken. And it came out just fine. And then mix, it's a 1-to-1 ratio, like a tablespoon of cornstarch to a tablespoon of cold water. So I wanted the sauce a little thicker, so I doubled that. and you mix that slurry into the soy recipe, the soy mixture. Pour that soy mixture onto the chicken and let it marinate. Then, to cook it up, you put a little bit of oil in your frying pan, and I do just enough to coat the bottom, but get it good and hot. And then you're going to take the chicken out of the soy mixture, out of its marinade, and put the chicken in the pan with as little of the liquid as you can. So I used a slotted spoon to bring it out. And you just basically let it cook. You want it to get really brown and look like it's crunchy on the one side, because the honey is cooking and making it sticky, right? So once that looked like it was well cooked and browned, all you do is flip the chicken over and let the same thing happen to the other side. That didn't take very long to do the second side. It took a little longer for the first side. Then push the chicken aside in the pan and drop in your onions and your peppers and let them saute. I just mix them all together and do it to your desired doneness. I still like to have crunch in my vegetables, and normally Jeff likes everything mushy, but he got it the way I wanted it and he enjoyed it a lot. And that was it. And then I put the rice on the bowl, and then put the chicken and peppers and onions on top of that, and it came out really good. So highly recommend that recipe, honey garlic chicken. And if he ever stops watching TV so loudly, I will be back to videoing these things. But in the meantime, I will go ahead and write that recipe in the caption for you. And it came out really good, so I was happy with that. And I brought some for my sister because she's going to be driving home and getting home late. Normally she meal preps for the week on Sunday, so I brought her over a container of the honey chicken and rice and a container of fresh fruit salad. So she's not going to be able to, Monday is usually just such a busy day for her. So that'll give her lunch and snack or dessert, whatever she wants to have her fruit salad as. So that's what I did. And then after I was done cooking, I cleaned everything up. I told Jeff he could do the 2 pans that had the rice and the chicken in it, and I left to come here. So that was my day. And my back was starting to bother me a little bit standing in the kitchen. Felt good to get out and walk around a bit. And now I'm going to, I got here, I fed the dogs, and then we went for our walk. So now I'm going to go in, I'm going to edit the video, put everything together, and because I got to insert that one video in between the 2 clips, and then get this posted for you. So I hope you had an amazing Sunday, and if it wasn't amazing, I hope it wasn't too draining, and I hope that you have a fantastic week next week. And of course, we will talk tomorrow morning while we're out back to our normal scheduled programming of walking Miss PR in the hood. And that's it. I will talk to you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things. It helps out to build our subscribership. I build my subscribership to, I don't know, the numbers are pretty astronomical. So go ahead and share. Just tell your friends, hey, subscribe to this girl's channel. Leave it playing in the background while you go off and fold your laundry. Give her a thumbs up and thank you. You know, commenting is also very helpful. But what happens with these things is then once your numbers, your subscriber numbers hit a certain amount, different companies will start looking at you. So maybe we get some corporate sponsors, you know, maybe somebody watches the cooking videos and they're like, hey, let's send her some food to try. Maybe somebody watches the try-on hauls and we get someone like Old Navy that says, hey, let's work out a deal with her where she can pick out a certain dollar amount of clothes and she just reviews them. So that's how some of those work. And then some of them, they actually pay you a decent amount of money to review their products. understand that when we get to that point, I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when we get to that point, I will always be honest with you. Just because somebody is paying me, or in one way or the other, whether it is, you know, in exchange for an item or not, I will always be honest with you. I will be honest with you on fit, fabric, feel, the whole nine, with taste, with things. Just remember, you know, everybody's taste is different. But if it's really horrible, I'm going to tell you it's really horrible. All right, well, that's everything from me today. So, once again, thank you. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever it is you're joining me from.